Hey guys, I got another review here for you. I got Bandai's D-Arts MegaMan, otherwise known as Rockman, and he also comes with Rush and Met, a little enemy that's annoying and pointless. Here's his box. I dig these D-Arts figures they've been doing. This is kind of a small one. This is on the smaller side, but they do them in scale, so that's why it's smaller, which is nice. They do the same with the Dragon Ball figures they do. I can appreciate that. I don't mind that it's on the smaller side, because compared to the other ones, he's supposed to be. So, there he is. I'm going to crack him open, take a closer look at him. Here's the carton inside the package. You can see he comes with a few different nozzles, different hands, different buster cannon, different faces, Rush and Met, of course, and another 3-bullet effect. I believe it looks like the same 3 that came with the MegaMan X they did. So there's that. Let's go and open that up. Okay, so here they are. First thing I noticed about MegaMan is that his paint is pretty light. He's very powdery blue. Both of his blues are, but his torso and upper limbs especially stand out as being a little too light. If you look at the art on the package, for instance, in comparison, you can see they're pretty different. Excuse me. Much darker blue on the all the promotional pictures for him. Pretty much have him a darker blue everywhere. I think that looks better than the final figure. I'm not sure what happened there, but it's kind of unfortunate. I would have preferred the deeper blue. Not too bad if he's not being displayed with another MegaMan. Mine probably will be, so it might end up bothering me. But a couple of cool things about him: he's got ball-jointed shoulders, double ball-jointed shoulders, double ball-jointed neck. So you can kind of do that move, which is nice. That's what we want to see. Double ball-jointed elbow, not ball-jointed, I'm sorry, double hinge. But the mold does inhibit some movement, but not by a whole lot. You can get a good range of movement out of him still. He's got a kind of a double ball-jointed torso as well, but again, the mold really hinders a lot of the movement. So you can go from about that, he wants to snap right back, to that. So even though they put the hinges in there, there's almost no range of movement out of it. You can get a little bit of an angle. That's it. The paint apps seem pretty accurate. It might be the wrong color, but it is at least a accurate color. There we go. He comes with 3 different faces, and I'll put those in a minute. He's got these colored jewels, just like the MegaMan X figure, the D-Arts MegaMan X, except the texture of the plastic is matte as well, so it's kind of a dull reflection that you can see. He's got it on his feet as well, and these are actually glossy. You can see there. The feet themselves aren't glossy. They're matte as well with the rest of him, but the jewel in there is shiny. Now the one in his buster cannon in here is matte as well, but red. You can kind of see it reflecting in there. It's not really showing up in the video too well, but you can kind of see it there. He's got ball hinge, ball jointed hips, and he's got these little, when I first seen these in pictures, it looked like his joints were covered in some kind of plastic. They're not. They just look that way. And I'm guessing that was intentional. Usually if they cover joints, something like that, the plastic they cover it with will end up deteriorating and cracking. So it's probably better that they didn't, they took the route they did. I think the final effect looks pretty good. I think he looks cool with those kind of springy looking joints. Knees are also double jointed, but double hinge. I want to say double hinge. Maybe I'm wrong. I wonder if his feet pop off like the others. and it doesn't really feel like it. Well, at any rate, double hinged or not, the mold still gets in the way, so it wouldn't really matter if they were or not. Could be a single hinge in there, I'm not entirely sure. But that's about as much movement as you can get out of his legs, and then his feet are double ball jointed as well. Not to the extent that X and the others are. I think it's just because he's a little smaller. So he's got the same type of hinges and articulation, but being that he's considerably smaller, they don't really work quite as well for him, just because the mold gets in the way. He's a little bulky. Also kind of had a hard time standing him properly, finding that sweet spot. It can be found. All his joints are good and tight, at least on my figure. You know, that's not too bad. I don't know, he tends to fall back a little bit. Not sure why. It doesn't seem like he should be back heavy. There's really nothing to him. I don't know. Maybe it's just me not quite getting the most out of him, but takes a little getting used to, I suppose. All right, then we have Rush, and Rush is pretty nice. I kind of would have preferred maybe a serious face for Rush instead of this goofy face. If they had an interchangeable face for him, I would appreciate that. But no complaints really, because he's kind of a bonus really. He's got a double ball jointed neck. You can turn him all the way around. There's no articulation at the base of the neck. He's got hinged shoulders, ball jointed elbow that's also impeded by the way the mold is, so you can't really splay them out too much unless you kind of do that. But you couldn't just swing it out from here. Also, he's got ball jointed feet. Ball jointed elbows and feet do a lot for Rush here, because getting his feet to lay flush on the ground would be a little bit of a chore without them. No kind of articulation in the body, ball jointed tail. All right, so that's about him. There's nothing really else to him. That's that. No gimmicks, anything like that. Then you have Met. Met's a nice little bonus. I'm not gonna. There's nothing really to complain about. He's accurate and he looks good. There's no articulation of any kind. His helmet does come off. He's got 3 pegs in there that. But he's pretty detailed for such a little thing. I hated these guys in the game. I never could stand these guys. He's got a little extra peg coming off his butt there for stability, so he doesn't go anywhere. So that's that. So he's got, like I say, different faces, different cannons. Now, he has the same hands that they used for MegaMan X, and maybe Vile as well. I'm not entirely sure. So he's got 2 fists, 2 open hands, same hands as X, and then 2 buster cannons also, 1 for each arm. So you can put 1 on each if you want. And then 1 interchangeable nozzle. Now, I believe the nozzle comes off on both sides. It does, yes. There's a little tab here. Kind of just stick your nail in there and pop it off. And then you can put in the blank. I shouldn't say the blank. It's the one with a hole in it. Bear with me here. Let me get all this together. Whoa. Okay, it went flying. Alright, so they're so small. These things are hard to handle. Alright, so there's that. And it comes with the same 3-shot thing. You can bend these around, and you can take them apart and kind of interchange them a little bit. So this goes inside the nozzle there. So you can then shoot his little 3-shot burst. Looks like this will only go in one way in particular. There's that. Has a little, oops, sorry. Has a little peg there. So there's a little cutout inside of his arm. So that's that. There he is with his little blast effect. Pretty cool. Looks good with him, I think. It looks like MegaMan to me. And like I say, here's the other Buster here, and goes onto his other arm, so he can have two, or not two, but just switch them around, because depending on what direction you're facing in the game, his Buster would switch arms. So depending on how you want to pose him, or just put two on there. And then he also comes with two regular hands also. So if you don't want any Buster at all, you can do that as well. Sorry, so there's that extra hand. As far as extra pieces go, like I say, he's got the two closed fists, two open hands, same mold as the X ones, and then he's got these two extra faces. I'm going to put in the angry face, or the intense Rockman face. So one cool thing that they've done here, and I don't know that this has been improved on the other figures, like maybe Zero, but they changed the way the seam works on X, which I have here for a size comparison. I might as well show you now. So here's X, and X is not a big figure to begin with, but MegaMan is even smaller. So get this all together here. There's X and kind of his glory. Yeah, you know, it's a different color. I didn't notice that. The blast effect. Same mold, I want to say. No, smaller. Interesting. I wouldn't have assumed that. Looks like the spread of the bullets is tighter too. So it's been scaled down, and the color changed a little bit for MegaMan. That's cool. Let me stand X up straight a little bit here so we can get a good idea of what the difference is. So MegaMan significantly shorter. So that's him. But you can see on the top of X's head, to take his helmet apart to change his face, there's a big fat seam all the way across the top of it. What they've done with this one is the seam on either side, it comes around to the front of the mold of his little mohawk here. So let's see if we can crack this open real quick. So you can see there. And that really goes a long way to concealing the difference. So I appreciate that. Pull his little derpy face out. Let's get, here we go. That's the MegaMan I know and love, the blue bomber. Alright. So there's him. Yeah. Very cool. I like it. I like this MegaMan a lot. It kind of makes me hope that they'll do the villains, you know, the bad robots from the games. I don't know. Man, I don't know if I want to spend that much money, but man, I really want those other things. You know, at least from the first game, maybe the second game too. That'd be cool. The first game, I think, maybe is necessary. They should do those. And then also for other comparison purposes, I have here, you know, Bandai been doing MegaMan for a while. This is the 1994 Bandai MegaMan, based on the American TV show that was god-awful. And he came, well, he didn't come with, but you could also buy Rush with him. So, I don't know if you have this MegaMan or not. If you do, they kind of size up well. But even in this figure, you can see darker blues everywhere than the powdery blue over here. But it's obviously the newer figure is the superior one. MegaMan had... he had attitude, you know, everything in the 90s had attitude, and he was from 94, I believe. Yeah, it's 94 there on his foot. This old figure, believe it or not, has some interesting things about it. He's not really as bad as I thought he was. If you compare him to other figures, maybe around that era, he had some things going for him. For one, no articulation pretty much anywhere. He had kind of a ball-jointed leg and a swivel hinge shoulder, and then a swivel head, and then his Buster pulls off, and you could replace it with a hand. I don't know where any of that stuff is. I think I still have his fire blast that comes out of his Buster cannon. It's kind of, it's not spring loaded. It's like a tension or a friction gimmick there. You kind of just push it out with the button here, but it did fire. His don't fire. You know what I mean? And even though his feet aren't articulated, they do kind of flatten out his ankles so he can stand properly. He doesn't look completely derpy. He's also ripped for some reason. This is the same character, but for the American cartoon, you couldn't have no wiener Mega Man, even though he really wasn't. He kind of was a wiener anyway. And you can look at him, eyebrows of intensity. That kind of says all you need to know about the cartoon if you haven't seen it. But then he also there's Rush, and Rush is kind of loaded with features for a crappy old figure. His tail made him do this. I don't know what this is. I guess you can make him agree with Mega Man. Like, Rush, it's time to transform. What do you think? Whee! I'm having fun as a kid. This is my childhood. He also had a swivel jaw that opened up with no detail inside, so you almost couldn't tell that his mouth was open. He also had an attitude. He had a little bit of a scowl on. This Rush a little more happy to be here. This one's a little pissed. He had a little jetpack thing that pops off. He's also got two pegs that were, unavoidable. But those are for Mega Man to ride around on. That Mega Man don't do that. What's up, Bandai? I believe these figures are probably like $7 when they came out, if that. This one I think is like $50. Come on, get it together. Let's get a little more. Come on, Bandai. Rush has got wheels on the bottom, and he's got a little jetpack you can fly him around on. Kind of. Well, get on there. Let's do this right, eh? Yeah. Then you can roll him around. He had wheels. I can't imagine what you'd do with that, but you could roll him around on the kitchen floor. Anyway, the little Mega Man is pretty cool. He's going to look good, I think, with the other Mega Man of D-Arts. But the only problem is that he's the only Mega Man from the original Mega Man game, so he's a smaller scale. The other ones are larger. So until they make figures to go along with him, hopefully Bass and Treble, when they come out, they're in the same scale. They ought to be, considering he also comes with his dog. Pretty dope. I'm digging it. So, D-Arts Mega Man, very cool figure. I recommend him. If you're a Mega Man fan, I think this one is well worth the price. You get Rush there, you get a little stupid Met, and go pick him up. So that's it for me for now. Give me a subscription. Subscribe to me. Hit the subscribe button. And like my videos and all that good stuff. I don't know who else. Sorry if my mic's making noise here. I don't know anybody else that has posted these Mega Man. There's probably one by now, I'm sure. But, let me know if you like it. Like it. Alright, stay tuned. I got more coming up. Thanks.